guys, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a different video because, okay, well, you know those videos where it's like Vogue comes and walks through a celebrity's house? Well, your girl's not a celebrity. I'm a nobody. But I do have a couple pieces of my home decor that I wanted to share with you guys. So I figured we would do one of those things today. So I wanted to show you some of my favorite secondhand pieces in my collection. If I remember the price, I'll tell you how much I paid for them. I'll tell you where I got them, whether it was a thrift store, a flea market, at a estate sale, all that. And if I changed anything, because there's a lot of things I painted, I'll let you know that too. So I thought we'd go around, show you a couple pieces of my home decor that I love. I thought it'd be fun. So I always get stuck on the Dita Von Teese side of TikTok, right? And I always see her doing I got this from this fancy artist, blah, blah, blah. Because she's beautiful and she affords fancy, luxurious things. But I love when people's houses are eclectic and just 100% them. Whether it goes to a specific style or not, doesn't matter as long as they like it. I like to see what people like. So that's what we're doing today. Okay? Okay, cool. Let's get into it. It feels weird standing filming a video. I swear it's weird. So right now we are in my entryway, which is my favorite room in my house. It's the one I've put the most work into as far as decorating and everything. So this is the room that brings me the most joy. And I will say I love these two pictures together. So these are both frames that I, got secondhand, had a poster printed out into them or a custom picture printed out to them and filled them in. This frame also, there's no nudity in this picture because I ordered this image for this print off of Etsy and then I digitally removed all of the nipples and stuff, so there's nothing bad to see here. So don't demonetize me, YouTube. There's nothing there. But it's this beautiful Lilith picture that I purchased the artwork off Etsy, had it printed out at a Walgreens. And this frame was originally, it was a gold and it had red trim right here. And I had pictures of fruits and little cherubs and stuff, and I didn't really like. So I gave it a fresh coat of all gold paint instead of the red showing through. Put the poster in it. That frame cost me $8 at a thrift store at the regular Goodwill. And I love the size of it. It's very bold. And then underneath I wanted something still square, but not as, just not as stiff, I guess, to a degree. So I have this. It was either 12 or 16. I want to say it was 12 at an estate sale for charity. And it had this little girl with a little bonnet and a goose picture in it. The picture is still in there beneath this picture. But I love the frame. I didn't have to paint this one. This one came already gold and beautiful like this. And then I have a beautiful picture from Laura, the movie from 1944 with Gene Tierney and Vincent Price in it, lighting cigarettes over a actual candle in a glass piece. And I thought it was so beautiful and I love both of those stars. And together, these pictures on this wall bring me very much happiness and I love them together, especially right beside this cabinet of curiosities. If I back all the way up to show you the cabinet of curiosities, it looks like this. And taking a closer look now, I'm gonna open her up. She doesn't actually close, you gotta shove it in close. This cabinet was free. It was on the side of the road. There is a broken glass panel down here in the bottom that I mean to replace the glass, but I just haven't yet and it's fine. Also, the glass is permanently dirty, so the glass needs to be changed, but it was a free cabinet that I painted black because it was a wood color. But inside of this cabinet, I call it my little curiosity cabinet. We have this mold of someone's dad's teeth. Yeah, I bought that. And then also, this is my favorite piece in the cabinet. She's from the same estate sale the same day that I got that frame. She is from a Macy's or a Dillard's, some kind of department store back in the 50s, 60s. And she has this beautiful crackling up here. And she was a jewelry display, so you could put your necklaces on here. She has holes in her ears you could put earrings in. And there was a blonde one too that someone snagged right after me. I didn't really love her as much. And the lady who got the blonde one was trying to negotiate me to get her, but I just couldn't let her go. I loved her so much. I love her hairstyle. It's very 40s. So maybe this is 40s. I don't know, but it is a department store. I just love the natural crackleness on her face and everything. It's beautiful. I would never dream of touching her up. And I have to have her in my top center of my cabinet because I think she's beautiful. If I ever find a really unique piece of hair art, Victorian hair mourning art, in like a locket or something, I dream of putting that Victorian hair art on her as a display. I have a few other bits and baubles in here. We have just an antique ashtray, a little handmade ghost figurine down here. We have some bottles that aren't vintage. We have one of my original candles from my small business that I made and I kept, and I keep it in display in here. Down below, I have some mannequin parts. We have a mannequin arm here, a little Egyptian foot, a cat that I thrifted, and then down below we have some antique yearbooks from the 30s through late 50s, I think. Late 50s, there might be one from the 60s, but I know the earliest is from 1937. Next up on this wall, this is my gallery wall, which has done very well for me making TikToks on it because people like how it looks. And I spent a lot of time curating like the right things in here. There's a couple things that aren't perfect to me, like this is a cream color, this is a cream color. I don't really like that, you know, but I can't bring myself to change these things. I'm not gonna paint the spine. So let's talk about my favorite things on this wall. I'm not gonna get closer to this first item in case you don't wanna like think about it too much, but I do have bullets pulled out of a murder victim in 1934. It says it on the corners little tag in here, and I have bullets that came out of a person, but because the crime was 90 years ago, the police station didn't feel like holding on to the evidence. It was not going to be solved, so they sold it at auction. I got it from an oddities vendor at an antique market, and it cost $100. It was a lot of money. I walked around for like 3 hours after originally seeing these things and being like, do I need that? And then my husband said, yes, you absolutely need that. I want that in my house. So we bought it. You know, that was a hell of a splurge that day. But it's unique. And when else am I going to have the opportunity to do that? Like have that. The only thing is that I wish I knew the person's name that they came out of, but I could not find any records from that time period on it. But they are from Cleveland, Ohio, in case you're wondering. Next up on my little entry table where you can drop your keys, or sometimes I just put packages here that need to go to the mailbox, this hurricane lamp. I love a hurricane lamp. These I've seen at thrift store for like $100 because people think they're like very valuable. They are worth about $100, but I'm not gonna pay retail price at a thrift store, you know. I scored this beautiful piece for $8. It was $7.99. It was $7.99, and my husband was like, it looks so grandma-ish, you don't need that. But like, I think my aesthetic is someone's fancy grandma cursed the family. That might be my aesthetic. And I love this piece. It does work. I don't have it plugged in right now because I don't want to see the wire everywhere. So I tucked the wire behind this table. But she is beautiful. I love the flower decals on her. And yeah, I love her. I'm just scared that my cats are eventually going to break all my fragile stuff. So that's my only concern. I guess let's stay with this wall. This is the same area that we've been working with. This mirror right here, she's beautiful. The top detailing is gorgeous. It's from an estate sale. I went second day of this estate sale. This is the only thing I liked there, and I was like, you know what, this is so beautiful. It's either gonna be way out of my price range or it's gonna be gone because I didn't go first day to this estate sale, right? It was still there when I got there, and it was only $50. Now on the back of this mirror, it does say that it was handcrafted by this Italian artist. So it's from Italy. It's a handmade, hand-carved mirror. And for $50, I could not leave her there. She is the moment. And whoever died with this in their house, I hope they don't know they died with the most beautiful mirror in their house. It is so gorgeous. And this will be with me until I die too. So when I die, come get this at my estate sale. It's beautiful. Okay, next up now, we have an electroshock therapy box mounted to my wall. I got this the same time I got the bullets, and this was $75. They won $125, but because I bought the bullets, they went down to $75. Comes with a pamphlet and original things. We did have to drill a small hole in the back of the device to mount it to the wall, but it does still work. But I wouldn't use it because that sounds terrifying. Next up is this mirror. It was my first ever like a Facebook Marketplace find. It was an estate sale. Someone was cleaning out a house for their friend, and I scored her for $60. She wanted $100. I had $60 cash, and I just made an offer, and she said, you get here, you can have it. I got there, and I have it. She does have a broken piece on the bottom corner down here by this tree. However, we flipped the mirror upside down. So the frame originally went the other way, We retook the backing off, rewired it, and now it goes this way, so the broken piece is no longer on the top, it is now on the bottom. It worked out, $60, and it's massive. Like, this is a big mirror, and I loved it. And you know what, I felt really guilty about spending $60, because this is my first like big mirror in the house. I was like, I feel really guilty about spending this much money on a piece of decor, but I love her. And she also covers up dents in the drywall from the previous owner having a bookcase here. So it worked out perfectly. Welcome to my dining. It was a coffee bar area. Now it's just like a pretty cute area where I store cups and stuff. In this area, right there, and right here, I have a pair of candle holders. Now I was unsure of the day we found these if I wanted them or not, but my husband convinced we needed these. And I did paint them black, which some people will think is a sin because they were hand carved wood and everything, but let me show you. Okay, so here are the sconces. They're a round thing. I'm gonna just take it off the wall to show it to you, and I'll take this out because I put fake candles in there. But it's just this. It has a lot of detailing in it. I tried to clean it up because it is hand carved. Up close you can see it's not completely consistent, but I have a pair of these. I did paint everything black, and on the back it has all the information about the original artist. You can see the original color it was. So it's from Kyan Kendall Accessories. It's number 403, multiple circle sconce. You can read about it here. But yeah, I couldn't deal with the wood color. These were actually free because they were in the trash. It's the same place that I got the big curiosity cabinet from on the side of the road. This was in a pile of stuff for free too. So that day was a good score on the side of the road. If it was just one, I don't think I would have like agreed to like take them. I don't think I would have wanted it in my house, but because it is a pair, it works out beautifully in this area. Okay, so over here on the other side of my coffee bar now, you can see I have the other sconce, and then in this back corner is what I wanted to show you, and it is this beautiful big frame. I love this frame. This frame was $15 at a flea market. Beautiful find. I was like walking around looking at it, and I was like, they're probably gonna want a lot for it because it's big. It had no backing, no glass, no anything, just the empty frame. And they only wanted 15, so I said, here, take my money. And we carried it out of the flea market. No one else bought it because they don't want to carry around the flea market all day because it's a big area. But $15, and I got this, again, I bought art off Etsy to put in here. Why is it so dark? I bought art off Etsy to put in here. Unfortunately, this art off Etsy I would not recommend. Because the image says it can go up to a 24 by 32 print. This is only a 16 by 20 frame, which is still a big frame. But it's, when you get up close to it, it's pixeled to hell. Like, it's not a good quality image. And I feel like I kind of got scammed. I don't know if you can even tell. But like, it's all pixeled and fucked. Like, when I picked this up, because I ordered the print of it through Walgreens, I was like, you paid for this art print. And I have not brought myself to leave them a review yet because I don't like leaving Etsy bad reviews. I don't. So I'm just not going to review it. But like, it looks beautiful there. There's no glass in that frame. I did put a backing on it, which is just a cheap, like $4 board from Home Depot. So I have that. And it looks beautiful in this space. Just maybe I'll switch the artwork and maybe I'll put glass in it. Welcome to my living room. This room is not in the greatest shape right now. I'm gonna be real with you. It's looking a whole mess. But I do have this beautiful, it's the mirror. We call it the mirror in like a maximalist setting. This is the mirror. Isn't she beautiful? Goodwill, $25. She is over 5 feet long. She looks tiny right now, but I promise you she's enormous. She's over 5 feet long. She weighs a fuck ton, basically. But yeah, $25. That was a deal right there. Oh my God, look, we're back to good lighting. I'm sorry, the lighting in this house is like all over the place because a lot of places get a lot of natural light, like this room, and some get none. Like my living room gets no light. It is dark in there all the time. But moving on to my last piece, I do have a lot more used items. I could show you in other videos if you want. But this was a Goodwill find for $9.99. And I thought it was absolutely beautiful. It's meant to go on the floor. because it does have like little feet, but it did have 2 screw holes available to mount this, and I thought I'd make a really cute plant stand for my sunroom. So it sits perfectly in this little nook between the AC closet and the end of the room. We have this little nook with a bench here, and this just sits perfectly above it for $9.99. It already came gold. I didn't have to paint it. Didn't have to do anything to it. And that worked out beautifully. So that was a good one. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I know it was a little bit different. I know it was a little bit casual. I know it was a little bit all over the place. My lighting wasn't very professional, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. I love this type of video. I love seeing what people have in their home, and making it like secondhand edition makes it a little more fun, a little more unique. Maybe things you're at an estate sale or a flea market, antique market, thrift store, you see a piece, or the side of the road, because I find a lot of stuff on the side of the road. You see a unique piece, maybe these things will help you envision it in your home and how you can make it your aesthetic and everything. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Have a beautiful day, and you know, save money on decor while you can, or where you can. Okay, bye guys.